What's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And today I've got the Bitcoin price chart up on the screen. We'll also take a look at the Ripple XRP price chart, but I had a few things that I wanted to talk about today. Obviously, we've been stuck in a range for 35 days. I just did the calculation on this with the date range tool right here. We're at 35 days over here on Bitcoin. But I wanted to show you guys something because we touch on this every few months or so. This is the previous correction for Bitcoin and where Bitcoin's price is right now in comparison to where it was during its last correction before it went into its raging bull run, right? And you can see right here, hey, the price is exactly where it should be. And every few months or so, we'll come back and take a look at that and see, are we right where we should be? And sure enough, we still are. So I know a lot of times right now, we're kind of, there's a lot of concern out there on whether or not, hey, are things just going to fall apart again? Right now, we see nothing indicating that things are going to fall apart. Even from a time perspective on Bitcoin, you could see that the price is precisely where it should be. Now, I know I hear it all the time. When we're talking about Ripple, XRP, or we're talking about if you're talking about any kind of altcoin, right? And we say, hey, it's just following Bitcoin, right? And I know a lot of times we want to, have some other kind of narrative play out or some other kind of reasoning or justification for a decoupling situation where XRP takes off, not related to Bitcoin or not related to the cryptocurrency market. We can all speculate that, right? We can all hope for that or speculate for that or whatever. But for me, as somebody who's just looking at data and trying to draw conclusions from data, I have to say to myself, what has happened in the past and can we draw conclusions from that? With XRP, we have noticed the price tends to take off when there's an alt season. And the alt seasons tend to be dictated by when Bitcoin reaches certain levels. So XRP has pretty much had 3 different alt seasons in its life cycle, and those have happened when alt seasons took place. So I guess XRP has taken off dramatically 3 different times, and those 3 times also correlated with alt seasons throughout the rest of the cryptocurrency market where other altcoins were taking off as well. And all of those alt seasons were related to what Bitcoin was doing. So we do have to respect what Bitcoin is doing because we've seen all the alt seasons take off at particular times and XRP taking off during the alt seasons. We haven't seen any circumstances in which XRP went on a bull run solo by itself without anybody else. It has tended to go with the rest of the market. So until something else happens, which we can all speculate and hope for, I always pull back to the idea of, well, the thing that we do know is that there's been 3 different times where it's gone with the market. So can we identify those 3 different places? And then can we draw any conclusions to the future of when those places could happen again? And, XRP, by jumping to conclusions, if we're going to have another alt season, then XRP would partake in that alt season as well. So when I look back to Bitcoin, and I know there's a lot of tribalism on whether or not people like Bitcoin or they don't like Bitcoin. I'm so impartial here. I know I don't talk about it a ton just because, Bitcoin doesn't really excite me. When I look at percentage opportunities for Bitcoin, I say maximum it's got like 800% to the upside. So that doesn't really excite me tremendously. When I look at like XRP, I see thousands of percentage points to the upside. So that really excites me. That excites me a lot more than Bitcoin does. So I don't really talk about Bitcoin a whole lot. But either way, when we look at Bitcoin and we pull up this chart and we see where Bitcoin is in the market cycle right now, it makes me excited because I can see clearly right here that based on time, Bitcoin's right where it should be, and that the exciting times aren't too far away. If it's stuck to its time schedule, right? We don't know if it will stick to its time schedule or if it'll start moving faster or if it'll move slower. We don't have any way to know. But when we look at the time schedule of how it's doing now compared to how it did during its last, market correction, if we were living in 2014, 15, 16 or whatever, we would be exactly right here, right? You could see that, right? If we had been in here and we went through the whole bear market back then and all that, we would just be sitting right here based on that timetable, right? So are we any different right now than we were back then? No, not really. We're dealing with the exact same stuff they had to deal with back there in 2016 and 17, right? Exactly what it was like back then at this exact time period. And what we can also see from that is that Bitcoin's not acting irrational compared to what it was doing back then. And then what it did after that is it went on a huge bull run and it took the altcoins with it. when I look at this, and yes, long, grueling, brutal, but right here, these finishing moves that we have and the pullback that we had. I know a lot, I was trying to do the math on it, how many followers I had back here or subscribers, right? I think it was maybe like 20 or 25,000, and now we're at, over 40,000. So there's like 15,000 new people, right? But the thing that we're doing here at the 22 cent level is the same thing we were doing back here at the 17.5 cent level. These things were the signals that, hey, the next moves up are much higher. So for me, the fact that, okay, we did find that reversal at 17.5 cents for all the people who were here around back then, and then, hey, we're going to pull out of here at 22 cents as well. That's really the big signal that we're doing exactly what we should be doing. And I do get it. It can be hard to accept that we go up just because the chart said it was going to, right? It's hard to really kind of swallow that, right? You think, well, wait, there's got to be reasons, there's got to be justifications, there's got to be events that take place, there's got to be narratives, there's got to be something that actually happens in order for the price to do that. And it can't just be because a pattern played out, or a Fibonacci did something, or something did something, and for some reason the chart said it was going to happen, and then we all of a sudden our prices just go up because the chart said it was going to do it. And I know that sounds wild. It does. Believe me, it sounds so wild, and it's just blown my mind and changed my life over the last few years, seeing these things happen and seeing events unfold because the charts said they were going to unfold. And it sometimes is a hard pill to swallow. But in the end, it's the chart telling us that these prices are going to go way up, regardless of what the narrative is, regardless of what the events are. So I look to XRP and I see that this is all playing out. I look to Bitcoin and I see that this is all just playing out just fine. And I know we're stuck in a range. Even me, I'm beating my head against a wall over here, and I'm probably going to take a 3-day weekend. I really think I need one really, really bad because I need to have my brain refreshed right now. But even though we're stuck right there in that range, we're all doing exactly what we should be doing. And that's really exciting for the crypto market. So, yes, we can hold on to all those hopes of much bigger plans playing out, right? But in the end, worst case scenario, we're in the crypto market. And the crypto market in itself is exciting. And those big moments of those alt seasons and the Bitcoin flying and XRP flying and whatever altcoin you love flying, those times are not too far away. And sometimes we have to feel that pain before we feel that gain. At least from my experience, that's how it's always been. But either way, I thought I would show you guys this and just remind you, it's boring. It's playing out slow right now, but that's okay because that's what we did at this exact time 4 years ago when we were going through the whole thing. We were doing the exact same thing at this exact same time, and the people living in 2016 in the cryptocurrency market were exactly where you are right now, this exact amount of time after the top of the last bubble. So there's nothing special or scary or different about right now than what we had last time. So our turn is coming. But all right, that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to try to enjoy a 3-day weekend and spend some time with my family and enjoy the nice weather and get a nice refresh while we're still in this range. If we get out of the range, man, all bets are off. I might return. But so long as we're in the range, I'm going to enjoy a few days off. So I hope that you guys have a great weekend as well. I know it's only Thursday, so I'm giving myself 3 days this week. You can check out my website right here, bcbacker.com. You can follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. So thank you for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, the little ding bell, so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.